For years, I've been asking stars to kiss and tell, but today I'm asking you guys, the audience, to quiz and tell. Yes, it's the first ever interactive quiz on Coffee with Karan. Answer some super fun questions about the show, and you get a chance to win some fantastic prizes. Trust me, they're amazing. Participate every day because the more points, the more gifts. So, go on, quiz and tell. Coffee with Karan Season 8. Smartphone partner Google Pixel. Lighting partner Jaqua Bath and Lights. Driven by Audi. Couch partner Fabricare by D-Decor. Wow. Okay, so whenever I have directors on the show, I feel the need to tone down the talk show host within me and really let the director out of the closet. I've always said I'm a Gemini, you get two for the price of one, right? But on my couch today, I have with me two unapologetic, two solid filmmakers that also have more than one personality to balance. One of them is from the OG era of stardom and actors, and he is still on top of his game even after 3 decades. The other is a filmmaker brand in Indian cinema. One of them is married to one of my closest friends, and the other, let's just say, I want him and his movies to be married to my bank account. On celluloid, they're kings and circus masters. But on my couch today, they're just humble, unassuming friends who casually reel in a few hundreds of crores at the box office. No big deal there. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome the dynamic duo, Ajay Devgan and Rohit Shetty. Welcome. आइए आइए कहाँ जा रहे हो?
कहाँ जाना?
बैठना है?
Oh shit!
God. My reflexes are not that good. I want to tell you how sad. Y'all are so silly. You think you were pulling an action stunt on me on my own set? Hello, God. Rohit Shetty, Ajay Devgan on the couch. Firstly, I have to say that this is a true legacy, right? This is a 33-year association and friendship. And 14 years ago, you cast Ajay in your first film.
20 years ago.
Zameen.
Oh yeah, it was 20 years ago. And you were an AD, which was the first film that you assisted Ajay on?
Since his first film.
From Phool Aur Kante?
Yeah, Suhag, Hakikat, all the production films, Pyar To Hona Tha, Raju Chacha.
All of them? Huh?
All of them.
How many films did you assist Ajay on?
More than 10 films, 10, 12 films.
Yeah, must be.
More than that.
Before Zameen?
Before Zameen.
Wow. Ajay, I always wanted to ask you, I remember your film, Phool Aur Kante, was releasing with the very celebrated film Lamhe. It was Yash Chopra's film after Chandni, and there was a lot of hype on the fact that it was a film coming. And then there was a new actor coming in a film called Phool Aur Kante. The music had done exceptionally well.
Yeah.
But were you at that time, I mean, we're more aware of box office and genuinely the situation around us today. That time, what was your feeling that you were coming with like a massive juggernaut of a film?
I don't know. I think when you're young, you don't think about all these things. And as a newcomer, I had no choice in deciding on the date of the film.
Yeah.
And my attitude at that point of time also when I started work, you know, you're carefree at that
Yeah,
age.
yeah.
So it's like, hua, nahi hua, to kuch aur karenge. Kind of an attitude. And I remember Anilji met me. Very sweetly. He was being very honest. He says, what are you all doing here? Tell your producer not to come. I mean, Lamhe is such a big film.
Yeah.
Obviously, such a big star cast.
Yeah.
Yashi. I said, sir, it's not in my hands. I mean, मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ?
Yeah.
And then when the film released, he met me. He says, तूने whatever. He was very sweet.
Yeah, because
But you never know what happens there,
Yeah.
what works, what doesn't work.
I mean, that's the irony of so many things in the industry. In many ways, the origin of action actually lies on this couch here, I think, you know. And we haven't given the due credit, and I think that we should. Both of you come from families that are embedded in action. Rohit, Your father was, of course, known to everyone in the industry. I remember my dad speaking about him so fondly. The beginning for you was not as easy as people know. Today you're called this blockbuster machine, but the beginning, he passed away relatively early.
Very early, yeah.
How young were you when he passed
I
away?
was in third standard that time.
Third
Maybe 8 or 9 years old.
And then, I mean, how did things transpire for you right after that?
Obviously, the things were difficult after that. Till the age of 16, like we had a lot of struggles. And then I joined him when I was 17,
He joined Kukuji first,
Kukuji, and then I
and
came.
then from there we
Kuku
got
Koli,
together.
yeah.
And your mom was in the business as well.
Yeah, she was a stunt artist earlier. That's how my dad and mom met.
Met. How
and
lovely.
then after that, obviously, dad was doing well. Then she had stopped working.
Yeah.
Then after he passed away, then there was no there were financial crisis at home. Then she started working as a junior artist.
Oh dear.
Then she worked as a junior artist for the longest time till I started working.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's like a proper blockbuster movie story.
No, of course. But I mean, it's important to know the beginnings of. I mean, we always celebrate the celebrity for their achievement today. But there has been, which is why I went back to your first film. Today action is such a pivotal force.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to make an action film. Every single person wants to make an action film. With the result, all other genres are taking a back seat because everyone feels tentpole films are action films and all the money lies there. Do you think, where your father, such a celebrated, loved man, Viru Devgan, do you think at that time in the industry, he was given the due that he truly deserved?
Eventually.
Yeah.
Obviously, when he also started, he ran away from his house, hometown in Punjab. He was 13 years. He came
He ran
here.
away when he was 13.
Yes. He came to Mumbai without a train ticket, was taken behind bars. He didn't have any work, so no food.
Yeah.
So somebody helped him that you wash my cab every day and I'll let you sleep in the cab.
Oh, wow.
So he started from there.
Yeah.
And eventually became a carpenter and then became one of the gangsters in
Oh, God.
Sayan Goliwada, where he was a carpenter also and they had gangs. At that time there were these kind of gang wars. And one day, very senior action director, Mr. Ravi Khanna,
Yeah.
he was passing by and there was this street fight going on. And he stopped the car and he called my dad after the fight. And he said, "What do you do?" He says, "I'm a carpenter here." So he said one very nice line. He says, "So ladta bahut acha hai, come and meet me tomorrow." And made him a fighter.
Oh, wow.
So that's where he started from.
How did your dad start? Because he was...
Similar story.
Yeah.
Like he was in Udupi and he came when he was, I think, 13 years old. 12 or 13, he came to Mumbai. Was a waiter in Cotton Green in a restaurant.
Yeah.
And from there he started. Then he started bodybuilding, doing boxing.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, because he was well built, 6'3",
Yeah.
and that's how somebody gave him an idea, why don't you try in movies? And then he joined, again, senior to Ravi Khanna sir, was one action director of black and white movies called Azim Bhai.
Yeah.
And so he joined him. And from there it started, and then gradually he became the fight choreographer.
See, actually, you go to see, what I mean, today you go on social media and read so many things, and I'm sorry to say, like nepotism and things like that.
Yeah.
But people don't realize that the generations have worked very
Very hard, yeah.
I mean, to reach till here. It's not an easy story that, iska beta hai,
I
ya
laugh,
uska-
Ajay. I laugh. My father, who's no more, he would have had the biggest laugh if he read that they call me the flag bearer of nepotism. My father has had such a tough time to be where he was.
Exactly, all of them have.
And he was a production controller, and then he became a producer. So many of his films failed. One after the other, he mounted films, they failed. I remember my mom selling jewelry, selling my nani's apartment. And I'm like, now we don't talk about this because right now everyone is looking at the person today. But like, I remember...
The struggle behind.
Yeah, and I remember I was telling Rohit just now before, and I said, we used to get premiere invites, and tab stalls mein premieres hote the. And the seats used to be A or Z. So when the seat used to come, my father used to say, "Zara phone karke check na, ye A, पीछे वाला A है या आगे वाला A?" So most of the time it was आगे वाला A. He said, "नहीं, seats बहुत खराब है, तू चले जा friend के साथ." And and many a time he's worked with superstars, and then those superstars have parties or events and don't invite you after a film fails. You've seen the industry has had a...
Yeah.
Do you think you've seen the harshness of what the industry can be to failure?
We have seen, and we have seen people getting ruined. And I have seen people coming and struggling here. And some of them too, I know who say, okay, we give ourselves 1 year. If something happens, we'll do something, or otherwise I mean, we wouldn't know what to do and go back. And that there's a slight hope. You know, every 6 months you go to an office, you want work, and they say हम बताते हैं आपको. तो उसमें 1 साल और निकल जाता है. उसमें ऐसे करते करते 30 40 साल निकल जाते हैं. चाहे वो आप फिल्म इंडस्ट्री के हो या ना हो. स्ट्रगल सबके लिए बराबर है. और हार्ड वर्क तो उतना करना ही पड़ता है आपको. So everybody has to do that. Otherwise,
it still goes on.
It goes on, and we are still working hard. I'm wearing this today on both my legs. Both my ankles are broken. Things like that. People don't see that part of you, of hard work. They just think, इनको सब मिल गया है. नहीं मिलता. उसका struggle देखो, उसका when he came, he struggled as an assistant. I knew that he literally didn't have proper money to eat food.
But you never talk about that.
He's a very big director. So people can say what they want. But there is struggle. There is a lot of struggle.
What were those days like, Rohit?
I was always positive. I was always like a fighter. We never thought about money. We never thought about food. It was just work. And I think that attitude till today has kept us where we are today, I think. And but it was never like I sat and thought, why with me?
Did you feel like your mother was a binding factor? For
Definitely. Definitely.
Who kept the family together and the spirit of the family.
Very, very strong lady.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine because after taking over, contrary to Ajay's career graph, you began with a film that didn't work commercially at the box office. Did you lose hope at that time, or you felt that you needed to kind of just keep going? What was your feeling at that time?
Obviously, when a film doesn't do well, it's not a good feeling at all. That too, if it's your first
you all were friends, collaborators, you all had worked together for so many years.
And that too, if it's your first film.
Yeah, but I don't think that feeling lasted too long because we were like, और है ना करेंगे ना फिर से चलो शुरू करते हैं.
That's what I still remember. I had called him. He must have forgotten it. Like I was working on a script and one night I called him. So he was like, "अरे तू stress मत ले, हम लोग कर लेंगे." I started working on a thriller at Ashtavinayak. They were the producers after Zameen, and then suddenly Neeraj Vora came and he narrated me an idea of a play that was Golmaal. We went to him and I said, "I want to make this film." चलो करते. We never thought that Golmaal will become such a big brand.
A huge franchise.
Yeah.
The first kind of entertainer franchise this country's ever seen.
Yeah.
So is that how you are, Ajay? Is that when you connect with a person, then you don't like, you just do what has to be done? It's like that.
For one, you connect with the person, and secondly, you know the person is very, very hardworking and honest. And I really think honesty pays.
Yeah.
And you keep working hard. I mean, success will come and go. We've been here so many years. I mean, we've seen ups and downs. But if you believe in yourself and you know you're on the right path, then you're fine.
But don't you think we came from a very different industry? Though, of course, the industry can be harsh to failure, like we discussed. It's been, I've seen it, you've seen it, you've seen it. We've seen people's attitude change. There was a kind of fraternity feeling. I hear from my father and, Yash uncle, and they used to tell me about where people sat together, all the heroes were friends, everybody got along, they sat and everybody used to whether they used to have parties till late in the night, come early in the morning and shoot. There was no such thing as
Yeah, I've heard stories from my dad that, Raj Saab used to see Manoj Saab's films and they say, "Arey, what a film." In fact, I remember a story, I vaguely recollect, so maybe I don't think I'm wrong. It's like I remember there was a film being made, Manoj Saab made this film, Upkar or Purava Pashchim, and he invited Raj Saab for the trial of the film. And Raj Saab came in, and there was in the beginning of the film, shayad wahi film hogi, where the British rule gets over.
That's
and
Purava Pashchim.
And the Indian flag goes up. As soon as the Indian flag goes up, the film changed into color. It was black and white in the beginning. Raj Saab got up, walked out, and Manoj Saab went after him. What is wrong with you? Why aren't you? He says, "I hate you. I don't want to watch this film. How could you think of this? I couldn't think of. Your film is a super hit. I'm not watching beyond this."
What?
That's a compliment, So
even for Mera Naam Joker, few scenes were written by Manoj Kumar.
मैंने नहीं सोचा. I'm affected.
Yeah.
Your film is brilliant. So these are the compliments they used to give each other.
Yeah. What do you think of the newer generation of actors? Do you think they have that fighting spirit?
I think too much of insecurity or too much of validation they need from the social media, from the people whom they don't know.
It's true.
I think they are very insecure. And I don't know why, but maybe they have their own thing because they are born and in this generation. But I think...
do you think they overthink every decision?
They overthink.
Like how easily you all did 2 and 3 euro films. I don't see that happening today. You know,
And that's the thing
unless
now
what
we
you are
have.
doing together and bringing an army together, that's a separate thing altogether under this massive brand helmed by Ajay. But they don't have the security of doing 2 and 3 hero films.
Or I think
I think they don't have the security of doing solos also. They take three years to decide if it's to do this or that.
Yes. And also there is a new world of PR. There's a new world of social
actually
media.
we need to learn that. The way they manipulate ना कि एक साथ सब अच्छी बात कर रहे हैं उनके बारे में and all that, and you can make out it's bot and
Because the same line is written in everybody.
that is too good they are at it.
But what do you have to say, Ajay, about paid PR, which is a new phenomena?
I don't know if it works or it doesn't work actually. Nothing.
You think it's a mirage? It's just you
it's
believe
just
that.
a mirage for you to be happy.
Yeah.
You sit in your room, sit in your office and just read. But otherwise, the audience will decide after the first or second show
Yeah.
what's going to happen. And then nothing can change it and nobody can change it.
Yeah. Look at Gadar.
Yeah, my God, we have to discuss Gaddar. Like that's
Yeah.
just a phenomena beyond. It can. I think somebody can make like a documentary on the making of Gaddar, because I believe like no one really had that kind of faith
Yeah.
initially. I'm
nobody
sure.
did.
Huh?
Nobody did.
That would think that it would open to 40 crores and do over 500 crores of business. And Sunny Deol, 66 years old, I think it's a really like
And I think that was one film which every one of us were happy.
very happy.
Yeah,
For
very happy.
Gadar, for
Very
Sunny
happy.
sir.
Very happy.
Very happy. Because I think the Deols are a loved family.
Yeah.
And I think they've done their own thing.
And in fact, I told Sunny also, all the chains all over this city, all my theatre chains,
Yeah.
people, they all celebrated and they had a get together and they were so happy about it.
Yeah, of course. Because what a victory.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine it's been, 23 years or 22 years later, and that brand still lives and breathes and gives you this business? I mean, I was in shock, like when the numbers came in, and we were all very happy.
Yeah.
I remember at his celebration, like the whole world came.
Yeah.
Because literally everyone came, even the people he didn't, I don't think Sunny knew half the people at that party. Because there was a lot of the younger generation, they were all there. I could tell from his face that he doesn't know इसने कौन सी picture की है, ये कब release हुआ है. But just like Sunny, like we were discussing,
Yeah.
Ajay, you've kept a very, like you're not spotted at a single place. You don't go anywhere. You're not at a party. You're not at a function. You don't attend award shows. In fact, thanks to you, Kajal I've seen at places who has to represent you and the family at times. This decision you took consciously, or that's just
I
part
was
of your
always
personality?
I was always like this. Initially, people thought I'm arrogant, but now they know that I am like this. I have this discomfort, I would say, of mingling with people and just chatting and talking. And I would like to meet people, but you know, when it's personal and private and quiet, otherwise I feel very awkward. I mean, if I decide to also go out somewhere in the evening for some get-together, by evening I start falling sick also. Like I don't,
You basically build yourself not to go.
yeah, maybe. And if I'm genuinely sick, Kajal will turn around and say, no, you're purposely doing it.
You're purposely doing it. So this friendship has been breathing beautifully for 33 years, and God bless it for many, many decades. Like all friendships, has this also gone through ups and downs? Has there been a stress in this equation?
Stress not between us ever.
No, never.
Never. Stress, ups and downs where work is concerned.
Where work
But
is concerned.
Otherwise,
Never.
no. Otherwise,
Like, is there a territorial nature you have when, say, Rohit works with another lead actor? Like, do you feel, because you've worked with...
no, he comes and discusses it with me first.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That I'm starting this film.
Yeah.
And we've been always planning. When I was shooting for Bol Bachchan, we were planning Chennai Express. When we were shooting for Chennai Express, we were planning for Singham Returns. So it's not like, okay, I'm making this film. I've always been on a road.
So you've gone from one to the other.
Yeah.
When you had so much success, does that one failure really bog you down? Like when Circus didn't work, were you really at, like, or you just go back into the next thing altogether?
You know, because when Circus didn't do well and Anupam Kher came to my office, he's a friend.
Yeah.
We have worked in one film. And one very good thing is that after a point in your life, when you have worked so much, it's the event which fails. It's not you.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
And yes, we went wrong, and it was a film made in pandemic. It
Yeah.
was made before Suryavanshi release.
Yeah.
And yeah, but still, that's not a thing to, not because of that it didn't do well. Somewhere me as a director went wrong with that film.
Yeah.
And good, it was a small film that I went wrong, not
Yeah.
a big one.
Not a big one, yeah.
Yeah, and 3 days later I was shooting for my web series.
You were
It doesn't
back.
affect me.
You were on set.
Because once you realize that you have done a mistake, you can't be an escapist.
Yeah.
No, it didn't do well because of that. It didn't do well because of this. You sit, you analyze, okay, we should not try this again.
Yeah.
We don't want all this from us. No, blow up cars. go bigger.
Do your thing.
Do your thing. Don't try all this.
How's your reaction to failure, Ajay? Like what happens? Because you've done so many films.
It's been
How many movies? Do you have a count?
More than 100, I think.
More than 110, 15.
My
films.
God.
So when you're working over so many years, I would say is one film's failure does not mean that you have failed. It's
Yeah.
that process has failed.
Yeah, the process has failed.
Yeah.
So that's fine. You move on.
Yeah.
I mean,
Similarly, would you overreact to success either?
no, I don't.
No,
Because
he
that,
doesn't.
because that process has succeeded.
Yeah.
What about the next one?
I talk about him and to my friends and to my team members about him and about Salman.
Yeah.
Like, if the film is a blockbuster, they are sitting outside their van and chilling.
Yeah.
If it is not done well, they are sitting outside their van and chilling on shoot. It doesn't bother them at all.
That's great. Like, I feel like if you can deal with the both in the same vein,
No, you
Yeah.
can't take yourself so seriously. You really can't.
but many people do,
Drives-
Ajay.
Yeah, but then it drives them insane somewhere or the other. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
It affects them.
Yeah. What now? You have grown-up kids, Ajay, and your daughter is in the zone of social paparazzi. Does that like drive you mad? that you have the paparazzi clicking her wherever she goes, and now there is an invasion because
Of
you're
course,
such a
she
private
doesn't like
person.
it. I don't like it. We don't like it. But you can't change it.
Yeah.
So you live with it.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. And a few people talking rubbish about you does not mean the whole world thinks the same about you.
Of course, it's ridiculous.
doesn't matter
I mean,
at all.
coming from an absolutely most trolled person on planet Earth, I know
Doesn't matter.
exactly
Yeah.
what it is.
In
But-
a way, now it's like everyone is trolled.
and you should
Otherwise it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Otherwise, social media doesn't
Work, yeah.
You write good things about people, nobody's interested
Nobody's
in
going to
reading
read,
it.
yeah.
And my whole thing is the irony is then you go on and say that, oh, nepotism, but you made them into stars.
Exactly.
You know, by clicking them non-stop. But
Yeah,
she,
by not working also. She's
Yes.
not even in the film industry.
and she doesn't want to be, right?
Right now, she doesn't want to be. I mean, I don't think she wants to be. But tomorrow, if something changes, then 20 साल बाद का एक इंटरव्यू चला देंगे. अजय देवगन ने तो ऐसा बोला था. But right now,
It happened to Pariniti
It's a-
Chopra.
it's a 0%
Pariniti Chopra
chance.
gave an interview that I'm never marrying a politician. And it's become like this big reel now.
Yeah.
She's saying never married a politician, cut to she's marrying Raghav Chadha. right.
never say
So one
never.
should never say never. You never
Yeah.
know what happens, like with everybody. Your son gearing up for the big
Yes,
screen?
he wants to be in movies.
Good. He's made up his mind.
He's made up his mind. He wants to be in movies.
And he'll obviously work with you.
Yeah, he has to go through that whole format. Like, I'm going to take the car back from him and everything. He has to go through that struggle and then reach where? To my office, more importantly.
Yeah.
And then he has to work and then we'll see what happens. But he wants to be in movies. Yeah.
And we've never seen. We never see your son. We've never seen your wife. It's very private. They have their own
Good
life.
things should be kept hidden from the world.
But why is that?
That's the way we have been.
Yeah?
That's the way we have been. Like, I have never thrown a party ever in my life.
Yes.
And I rarely go. The last party I came was your birthday. That was
Like-
2-3 years ago.
like also I said earlier, when we come from very humble backgrounds and, start from there, so the family values always remain
the same.
intact in the same
same,
way.
yeah.
We still today, I think, whoever you are, we're middle class.
Yeah.
At home, we're completely middle class. Our beliefs, everything is middle class. And it should be like this. Not by eating great food and all that, you become high class or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are middle class, your mindset is middle
And I think that value should not change. Like, it's been 33 years.
Yeah.
Which car I'm buying, which car I have, which film I'm shooting, whether I'm going for a show. I always tell him. I always call up and say, okay, this is what we are doing now.
But that's great.
This is there. Yeah.
That's rare. It's rare to have that relationship. It's rare to keep it going in an industry that is. I don't see that today. I don't see, like, I feel when I interact with so many movie stars and, even younger filmmakers, I feel no one has friends.
Yeah.
It's
Also,
like.
Karan, what has happened is nobody is there to guide them.
Yeah.
When we were talking about the industry at that time was so warm to
Yeah.
each other, we were guided. We were guided by our parents who were from the film industry.
Yeah.
People around us. Like I was guided so much by Amrish ji.
Yeah.
Correct.
He was like family and
Amrish ji was a close. Amrish Puri, as in.
he was in the sense he was my father in the first film.
But my first film, I have to just tell you, he was. My father and he come from the same village.
Okay.
So the first person my father told me whose feet I have to touch was Amrish ji's.
The only guy whose feet touch in this industry is Amrish ji's. Because the first shot when I gave with him, I touched his feet.
Right. So I used to be told, but I used to be very scared of him because when I was an assistant on Dilwale, he was very particular about detailing.
Yeah.
So he would come and say, "Ke time kya hai?" So I gave the time of what the time was. I thought he was asking me the time. He said, "नहीं, London में इस वक्त time क्या है? Scene का time क्या है? ताकि मैं घड़ी को उस and the shot में था भी नहीं. The
He
watch
was very particular about
and
it.
then about his continuity, he said, "Shawl किस तरह मैं drape करूँ? अगर ठंड है तो इस तरह, वरना मैं छोड़ दूँगा." And I'm like day one of an assistant, he's asking me these questions, and I was like, लंदन का वेदर का कुछ पता नहीं होता सर, ऐसे बदलता रहता है, आप जिस तरह भी ड्रेप करना चाहो आप ड्रेप कर लो. I used to be traumatized by him, but he was such a wonderful man.
Great guy.
Yeah.
They used to say also, and it was a fact, किसी के घर में शादी हो, किसी के घर पे कोई death हो जाए या कुछ हो जाए, he was the first man to be there.
Always.
Whoever you are, big or small,
He was
used
there.
to be there.
They don't make them like that anymore.
No.
No, not really.
Yeah.
I think we are the last batch.
My
Like, you know, like we
Yeah.
have changed, shifted dates.
Yeah.
We have shifted. I've cancelled shoots on your
course,
one
you've been
call.
so wonderful, I
Or
remember.
if I tell you something, like we all of us, for that matter.
Yeah. So when you work with like these crazy new age actors, like, you know, who are like, say, you're working with a high volatile Ranveer Singh, like, how do you handle that? Because he's a totally different energy from you.
Yeah, but Ranveer has always been like a good boy.
Yeah.
Very respectful. He's a great actor.
Yeah.
And yes, he's all over.
Yeah.
Like he
And he has a
you're
process.
standing here and you waiting for him to come because he will greet everyone.
Yeah.
Even the watchman standing out, he will kiss that guy, hug that guy, and he'll reach to you after 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So he has a different energy altogether.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
And he's the opposite of you, Ajay. How do you handle that? You all are both doing the same film.
Either I shut him up or I shut my ears. So after 5 minutes, he realizes I'm not listening to him.
Oh, really? Does that happen also with your wife sometimes?
Most of the time. That's where I learned. It's an art.
Oh God, they were so hilarious when they came on the show because we were discussing Kajal, because she's also like, while if you're the mute sound, she's the high loud sound. They're two complete bang opposites like each other. And of course, you found your space within that marriage and beautifully, because polar opposites in terms, but there are lots of commonalities like we discussed also, because even she doesn't like to go anywhere really. Like, you know, she's a home person, a family person herself.
Actually.
But now I see her recently, I was teasing her the other day and I was like, she's become like she's playing the game, the Instagram. वो post कर रही है, photos ले रही है. Are you amused by this happening at home?
Amused? I laugh. And we have fights because then she says, come and pose. And I was like, I hate pictures.
When you all are going out, she wants post photographs.
Yeah.
Well, now we're going to head into a Bollywood quiz.
Oh,
we
God.
want to know how well you know. We talked about the past, but how well do you really know about the past is important. This is a true testament and a test of that. Are you ready? Why are you looking so...
Ready?
Okay.
All right, I will have to take this chashma and put this chashma on. ये पढ़ने के चश्मे. And now you all will be a blur to me. When I ask the question, you have to buzz. Okay. And you have can I check your sound? You have a puppy. You have a chirp.
Doesn't go with
So the
personality,
bird,
the sound
the bird chirpy is yours, and the cuckoo is common to you all also. Kohli. All right, okay. Bollywood quiz then. Name the Manmohan Desai movie named after a food item.
Roti.
Correct. All right. Manmohan Desai named after a profession.
Coolie.
Correct.
Correct.
A gender.
Mard.
Mard. Correct. Well done. You all are doing quite well. All right. Govinda and David Dhawan have done 6 #1 movies. Name 3.
Hero number 1, Jodi number 1,
Coolie number
Coolie
one.
number
सब
1.
number one. मैं भी वही बोलने वाला था. सब number 1.
Well, anyway, he buzzed. He got.
Yeah.
All right. Name 3 movies of Akshay with the word Khiladi. Yes.
खिलाड़ी सबसे बड़ा खिलाड़ी मिस्टर एंड मिसेस खिलाड़ी
Got it. And
खिलाड़ियों का खिलाड़ी
very good. Name the only movie in which Shashi Kapoor played the role of an elder brother to Amitabh Bachchan.
Bull. I can't remember names, that's why.
Yes.
सिलसिला
Arey yaar. Ajay, we are at 5-1
No, I
right
can't remember names. It takes time for me to remember names.
All right. True or false? Jagdish Raj holds the Guinness World Record for playing a police inspector of 144 films.
True.
True. Which of the following is not a real movie title? खून की प्यासी डायन, मर्द मेरा है लूजर नहीं खरीदता जूसर, शराब की कहानी औरत की जुबानी.
पता नहीं.
मर्द मेरा है लूजर नहीं खरीदता जूसर
It is true. which one of these is not a real movie title? रातों की खस्ती मस्ती, बीवी तुम्हारी बच्चे हमारे, रात के लड्डू.
रात के लड्डू.
First one, third one.
रात के लड्डू is a film. रातों की खस्ती मस्ती is not a film. All right. In the song Ole Ole, how many times is the word Ole said in the first sentence? He doesn't know the song.
6.
6. Correct. Name 3 movies with the word Dil in their titles.
दिल. हम दिल दे चुके सनम. दिल तो पागल है.
Correct. Name 3 movies which have love triangles.
हम दिल दे चुके सनम, देवदास and कुछ कुछ होता है.
Are, well done. Which film am I? Like not me, but the film. I was the debut film of one of the biggest stars in the Indian film industry who also had a biopic made on him. In recent times, my name has also been popularly associated with Ranveer Singh. Which film am I?
Rocky.
Correct.
Sanju.
Next. I'm a 1976 film starring Amitabh Bachchan and Vinod Khanna. 24 years later, an Akshay Kumar starrer film of the same name became very popular. Which film am I?
हेरा फेरी.
Correct. Quickly, name Kajal's debut film.
बोले.
बेखुदी.
Ajay.
Yeah, बेखुदी.
I know.
When I take time, I know, but
All right, okay. Name 2 actresses from the yesteryears of the Hindi film industry that have played the role of a Nagin.
बोल.
रीना रॉय मैम एंड श्रीदेवी मैम.
Very good. Okay, now this is a lightning round. You will both get a turn each to answer the following questions. We will alternate between the two of you. If you don't answer immediately, the question will be passed on to the next person. Ajay, who was the director of Phool aur Kante?
Coca-Cola.
Okay, question to you, Ajay. Which?
तू अजय और तू.
me.
Sorry.
You're pointing at me.
Sorry. Which Rohit Shetty, I can't see them without these glasses. Which Rohit Shetty movie has the same name as a 1994 Ajay Devgan film?
कौन सी यार मेरे को नाम नहीं याद रहते.
Dilwale.
All right, okay. Now, Rohit, guess the names of these movies from both your filmographies from their English translation. Starting with you. Truth.
हकीकत.
हकीकत.
Okay, you said it. I'm giving you the point. Okay, now back to you. Love was meant to happen.
प्यार तो होना ही था.
Okay, good. This is easy. Uncle Raju.
राजू चाचा.
Okay, and we have one last question now. Ajay, I'm giving you a chance to do a tie. Okay, for this I give you 4 points.
Oh.
It's a buzzer. Press it, gets it. Then it reaches a tie. Then we have a tiebreaker. That's
Achha,
if he
okay.
gets it. Which popular Hindi film song from the early 80s is also the name of an equipment on a film set? Hint, it's also on this set.
Jimmy.
Yes!
Super. I was thinking of coffee. That was Southern chai.
All right, now we have 11-11 and we have a tiebreaker question. What was the dog's name in Hum Aapke Hain Kaun?
Tuffy.
Yes.
That I could never know.
Well done, Rohit. We tried. Ajay, you came. Your Jimmy was a great. You came right there. It was a tiebreaker. Well done, Rohit. You know your GK well. ये आपके लिए है. Go all in. Whatever that means.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, what does this mean?
What does that mean?
I don't.
Thank you so much.
I'm not sure it is pun intended, but anyway, congratulations. Well done. Well done. All right. This is the most exciting part of our show. It's our last segment. It's the rapid fire round. Now, you know, this time, and this is new for you both, because the last time you all were here, this wasn't a component, it wasn't a part of rapid fire. But we actually have in that room there a live audience that's going to vote. Can we meet them all, please? Hello. All right, I'm going to take my Google Pixel 8 Pro for the rapid fire round, and I'm going to change my glasses. And before we start, can we turn on the Jacqua lights for the rapid fire round? All right, Ajay, rapid fire. Do you have a sworn enemy in the industry? And if it is, who?
Once upon a time, you.
Sorry, I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, all right. Thank you. Shah Rukh, I don't know why I'm blushing. It was not complimentary.
The way you reacted was like a shocker.
Shah Rukh or Salman, who is the more bankable star?
I think bank balance wise, I think Shah Rukh.
Yes, especially this year.
Yeah, it's been a great year.
All right. The one thing most Bollywood actresses lie about, and actors,
My face is untouched.
Yeah, they say it's untouched. Yes, that is a big lie.
Yeah, it's
Nothing is natural. What do you think the actors lie about?
same thing. My face is untouched.
Okay.
And my body.
Everything
Yeah.
is done.
Yeah.
Would you do a bad film if a friend was making it?
Done it quite a few times.
What is the most bizarre question your son has ever asked you?
I won't say bizarre. There was this day I came back late from work and he was just sitting at the gate waiting for me. And he was like, Pop, why do you come so late and why do you not spend time? So I didn't know what to tell him. So I told him, Baba, because I'm working. So why are you working so hard? So that you can have all the happiness and you can, have your toys and how you,
Yeah.
He was 7 years old at that point of time. He says, I didn't understand one thing. Just explain to me, how can money buy happiness?
Oh, wow.
And I had no answer to it.
Wow.
So I was taken aback.
That's sweet as well. And that means he's an old soul.
Yeah, he is.
Complete the following sentence. Women find Rohit Shetty hot because...
I think the height is convenient for a lot of things.
Okay. If you could take one thing from these following actors' careers, from these actors, not careers, just them, what would it be? From Salman?
Single status.
Single status. From Shah Rukh?
His business acumen.
From Akshay?
His 8-hour shift contract and finishing in 40 days.
Yes, that is something very, very, very admirable. If Kajal were to surprise you by returning earlier than scheduled from a holiday, what would she see you doing?
I hope that never happens.
All right. Okay. In the Devgan household, what would be the most common reason if Kajal is not talking to you?
Waiting for that day.
Nisa is angry with you.
She gets angry at me when I work too hard and I don't take care of myself, according to her.
All right. Akshay Kumar or Ranveer Singh, the better cop according to you?
Me.
Rightfully. The OG, the least favorite thing about being a celebrity?
Paps.
Singham or Drishyam?
You can't choose, but somebody gave me a very nice idea. He says, "Ab aage next Singham or Drishyam aise banao कि Singham comes to investigate Vijay Salgaonkar."
Superb.
Wow, that means you'll be coming to investigate yourself.
And release it on 2nd October.
Yeah, great. And lastly, complete the following. Ajay is never spotted at parties because...
I'm not called anymore
Ajay is never papped at the airport because...
because I don't call them.
All right. Okay, clap. Well done. Ajay Devgan's second performance on Rapid Fire. Very admirable. Rohit, are you ready?
Yes.
When someone's film clashes with your movie at the box office, your first reaction is?
Maa ki aankh, why are they coming?
The rudest thing a critic has told you.
They've never spoken good about me. They are always rude to me.
Oh God. Achha, okay. What would you say to people who call you arrogant?
Actually, I'm no filter. And I'm not arrogant according to me.
It's a misconception.
Yeah.
I know that. Complete the following. Rohit Shetty rules the 100 crore club because
Because he has a great team with him.
circus did not work because
Rohit Shetty failed as a director.
Ajay's secret to staying relevant is
His sincerity towards his work.
if you were to pen down a book on the Hindi film industry, what are the first 3 myths you would bust?
It's not easy to being on the top.
Yeah.
It's like if you're a superstar or you're a big director, it's not easy. It's
Yeah.
very difficult. One. Second would be if anyone is talking to you very sweetly, don't consider him as your friend.
Yeah.
And third would be nobody knows anything here.
All right, okay. Which celebrity, according to you, is fully capable of pulling the following stunts? Cancelling shoot at the last minute.
I think no one. People who
Never
I've worked
happened
with,
to you, all
actors
right?
I've worked with, yeah.
Changing dialogues during a take?
Ranveer Singh. He's been a copywriter, so he has this habit.
He
but
writes
he
very
comes
good
up with some
dialogues.
new good punches.
He writes very good
Especially
dialogues.
Funny
in comedy.
moments he creates. Right?
Yeah.
In comedy he does that.
He's great. In fact, many of his lines, even in the film that I directed with him, a lot of it, like, he
Yeah.
kind of improvised and brought about. He's good. He can also be a shared dialogue, right? Has a meltdown prior to difficult scene.
Ranveer Singh.
He also...
Yeah, even when you're shooting an action sequence, he's like half an hour, 1 hour, 2 trainers will come warm him up.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
he's like that.
All right. And going bonkers at the rap party.
Same guy, Ranveer Singh.
All right. If you had a free pass to find out anything about a Bollywood celebrity, what would you want to know and about whom?
How are they good with tipping of the paparazzi where they are going, and then they react?
They react
आपको
surprised
कैसे पता चल जाता है?
after they've called.
Temple, parlor, airport,
Gym.
coming out gym.
आप हर जगह पहुंच जाते हो जैसे. Kareena said that more than the heroes of your films, now you are the one everybody crushes on the set. How do you react?
Was she talking about men on set or women on set?
No. I meant maybe both are crushing, Rohit. They're both allowed to crush on you. It's fine. I'm sure look at you blushing, but it's great. Rohit Shetty blushes. It's a good moment. Have you ever made an actor cry?
No, never.
Has an actor ever made you cry?
No, I'll never.
It's 1980 and you are making Singham. Who would you cast in it?
I think Sunny Deol, he would be like good in uniform.
One embarrassing thing about Ajay that the world doesn't know.
He has already told he doesn't like being in crowd, parties.
But that's not embarrassing.
And he doesn't eat with his hand. I've noticed a lot. But it's not like I'm a star, I want to eat.
I have OCD.
He has this thing since childhood I've seen.
All right, okay. Which of the following statements do you agree or disagree with? Actors should share their creative inputs with the director.
Agree.
Film reviews should be first reviewed by a jury of reviewers.
Agree.
Recreating old songs is an easy way to promote a film.
Agree.
Film should make you think.
Ghanta. Films are to entertain. Nobody remembers the film or the story after a point.
All right, Kajal or Ajay Devgan, who is the better actor to have on set?
Both.
Arey.
दोनों मेरी आंखें हैं.
Acha. All right, that was the rapid fire round for you, Rohit Shetty. Congratulations.
I think he's winning for the first answer. Definitely. If I would have been in the audience, I would have done that.
I choked.
The kind of reaction you gave.
Okay, I choked. You know, I've been having a cough. The whole cough, I thought it had gone away. It came back. It emerged in my voice, in my system again. I got such a shock. All right. Okay. Now it's time for the verdict. You have to choose between Rohit Shetty and Ajay Devgan for the winner of the rapid fire round. Okay, we have a Jackoa lounge all set. And we have... Oh, that was close though. 52%. Ajay Devgan wins rapid fire. Give him an applause, guys. It was a close margin, but Ajay, you win the rapid fire. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well. Rohit thinks you won because of the first answer.
Your expression, we were not expecting it. None of us were actually.
But you know, before I end, I just want to say about the graciousness of Ajay Devgan. Whatever the altercation was, and it was a misunderstanding, misconception, we didn't speak, Kajal and I didn't speak. I'm sure that he must have had a troubled time with his own wife because we are such close friends. But he really was very gracious. We were in the same studio. And, I said I want to meet him because he was there and he agreed to meet me immediately.
I know, yeah.
And I went into his van. And from the very first meet, he said, let's not talk about anything. You're close to Kajal. We are one industry and we should. And it took a minute for us to go back to normalcy. And
I think it's a very short life. You should,
not
whoever's wrong or right, me, you, doesn't matter. Just move on. I mean,
yeah, I think so.
After an age and after a point in life and career, I think it happens. Like people who are young and listening to us would think, Achha, how they are saying this. But after an age, it comes
as
with
I
an
said, it takes
experience, I
grace,
think.
it takes maturity. And for that, I'm thanking you because...
No, I'm thanking you that you also understood. I think we should just never talk about it ever.
And the only thing Kajal rang me up and told me, she said, never are you going to release on the same day with my husband. I said, never again. I said, I anyway don't like to clash and perhaps that was the only time we
Nobody
clashed.
likes.
Nobody likes it. But I said, never with Ajay. With anybody else, galti se ho jayega to ho jayega. With Ajay, never. I said, that's a swan.
I still remember this. Like, you all were shooting here at Yashraj and I was shooting in Switzerland.
And also what happens is a lot of people create misunderstandings.
Yeah. And
Most of the time, that's what happens.
Yeah. And you were in Switzerland when you found out.
Yeah, and then I got a call that, Karan met Ajay sir and this, that, and they were shooting.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was here only, strange, in the same studio.
We were shooting for Simba.
Yeah, correct.
Chalo, good.
But listen, this was such an amazing episode. It felt wonderful to see this kind of sincerity, this friendship. And this solidness as two human beings in our industry, I hope from my heart, truly, that this relationship doesn't weather any storms. It only sees great times, great box office collections, and just great family time with each other. I think that's most important. I think the relevance of both of you is undeniable, but also as people, as human beings, it's special, and I feel like I've learned a lot today. So thank you for being on this season. And before I let you go, I need for you to sign the cup next to you. All right, thank you. You've signed your mugs, and that's customary at Coffee with Karan. Before we go to the Coffee Wall of Fame, I'd like to take a selfie with you guys. Ready? Thank you. So, we'll take a couple of them because the Google Pixel 8 Pro fixes things that you don't even know about.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Okay, now just fixing it, and this is how it works. This is after I fixed it, and it's done. Thank you.
Oh.
And we'll walk to, but let's take the mugs. Yeah.